Rugby fans, let's talk about the drama that unfolded at the Principality Stadium. Wales managed to scrape a 24-23 victory against Japan, but the real story wasn't just the scoreline. It was the cards, the controversy, and the comments that have everyone talking ahead of their clash with New Zealand. The major flashpoint was Josh Adams' red card. Just before halftime, the Welsh wing was sent off for a dangerous clear-out on Japan's Kipai Ishida. Referee Matthew Carley initially showed a yellow, but the bunker review system upgraded it to a 20-minute red. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Wales head coach, Steve Tandy, didn't hold back. He called the decision harsh, admitting that while players need to be more disciplined to avoid these situations, he felt the punishment didn't fit the crime. He said, "If you put yourself in a position like that, you're in the hands of the gods. We have to be better and not bring TMOs into play. Those are the things we can control." It's a classic coach's dilemma, acknowledging the player's error while questioning the severity of the sanction. But here's the twist. The person who agreed most strongly with the Welsh coach was the opposing coach. Japan's Eddie Jones was absolutely fuming, not just about Adams' red card, but about the whole state of officiating in modern rugby. He went as far as to say the sin bin situation is almost farcical now. Think about that. The coach whose player was on the receiving end of the tackle is defending the player who got the red card. Jones argued that none of the actions in the game, including 3 yellow cards for his own players, were intentionally reckless and didn't deserve cards. He believes the game is being ruined. His words were, "We are absolutely ruining the game of rugby." He feels that while head contact needs to be penalized, the current approach is excessive. Unless an action is clearly reckless, he doesn't understand the sanctions. This is a massive statement from one of the most experienced coaches in the world. He's not just complaining about a single decision, he's questioning the entire direction the sport is heading in. Jones wasn't done there. He called on World Rugby to take a serious look at the rules. He pointed out the absurdity of the situation. At one stage, we were down to 13 men. They get a red card and they are down to 14 men. The game of rugby is about 15 players on the field, and I think World Rugby should be looking at this very closely. It is becoming absurd. His point is that these frequent cards are fundamentally changing the nature of the sport. A game designed for 15-a-side is constantly being disrupted, turning into a different contest altogether. This isn't a new complaint, but to hear it so forcefully from a coach like Jones, right after a match, adds significant weight to the debate. Are we over-sanitizing the game? Has the pendulum swung too far in the name of safety, to the point where it's damaging the spectacle and integrity of the contest? Of course, knowing Eddie Jones, he couldn't resist a bit of classic wit. Despite his team's heartbreaking loss, failing once again to secure that historic first win in Wales, he had a playful jab for the Welsh Rugby Union. He joked, "If I was a fan, I would be asking the Welsh Rugby Union for my money back." And then, the punchline, "But they couldn't afford it, so they are not going to give it back." You've got to love the cheek. It's a lighthearted end to a serious critique, but it also touches on a real issue, the fan experience. Was the stop-start nature of the game, dominated by refereeing decisions, actually entertaining for the thousands who paid to watch? So, what does all this mean for Wales as they prepare to face the mighty All Blacks? They got the win against Japan, but it was anything but convincing. They had to rely on a last-gasp penalty from Jared Evans to avoid a major upset. Playing a significant portion of the match with 14 men tested their resolve, and they did manage to hang on. That shows some grit. However, facing New Zealand is a completely different beast. Discipline will be absolutely paramount. The All Blacks are masters at exploiting any advantage, and giving them a one-man overlap for any period of time is practically a death sentence. Tandy knows this. His comments about needing to be better and keeping the officials out of the game will be hammered home to his players all week. They simply cannot afford a repeat of the Adams incident against a team as clinical as New Zealand. The pressure is immense. Wales haven't beaten New Zealand since 1953. That's a massive historical and psychological barrier. To break that streak, they need a perfect performance. That means flawless execution, unwavering defense, and, crucially, keeping 15 players on the pitch for 80 minutes. This controversy from the Japan game could serve as a harsh but necessary lesson. It's a wake-up call that any lapse in judgment, any borderline action, can have game-altering consequences. The upcoming match on November 22nd at the Principality Stadium just got even more fascinating. It's not just about tactics and talent anymore. It's about discipline and whether Wales can handle the pressure without falling foul of the referee in what is sure to be an intensely scrutinized contest. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree with Eddie Jones that the card situation is ruining rugby? Or do you think the strict officiating is necessary for player safety? And how do you rate Wales' chances against the All Blacks after this shaky performance? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more rugby analysis.